Okay, this is a video response to MNOPXS2. I don't know how to pronounce it without spelling it. Sorry about that. And this video is going to be about, obviously, a game that I wish existed, but will probably never exist. And it's a sequel to one of my favorite wrestling games of all time. Now, I don't know if you've ever played wrestling games or are even into them, but my guess is that you're not. So you probably won't be able to relate to me as much on this game that I'm going to discuss, but the game I wish was made that will probably never be made is WWE Day of Reckoning 3. The first two games were absolutely phenomenal. The gameplay was just perfect. Why do I say it's perfect? Because it's very similar and reminiscent to the Nintendo 64 game WWF No Mercy, which is considered to be the best wrestling game ever created of all time, which I'm going to have to agree. So any game that's like that is automatically good. The first two were amazing, and then the Wii came out, and the Day of Reckoning series just stopped, and the SmackDown vs. Raw series was ported over to every console, the Xbox 360 and the Wii. But prior to the next-gen consoles coming out, it was only on the PlayStation and PlayStation 2. So that's why I would want to see Day of Reckoning 3. Also, it's because the wrestling games coming out today are just awful. There's a lot of glitches in the latest wrestling games, and the latest one that came out, SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, the grappling system's all messed up. Now, the most important part of a wrestling game is the grappling system, and when you screw that up, then it doesn't matter what features are in the game's terrible. And I've been following the SmackDown series ever since the second one, and now they're on their 11th revision of the game, because every game that comes out is pretty much a small update to it, like the Madden series, basically. It's got to be a record for me, because after, I'd say, 5 days of playing it, I'm already bored of the game. And that's a shame, because if it wasn't for the grappling system being so messed up, then the game would actually be great. This is where I would wish Day of Reckoning 3 came out, because the grappling system was easy to use, but hard to master, because you can do a whole bunch of moves with the very limited buttons that the GameCube had. The graphics looked really well for the time. If you go back and compare Day of Reckoning 2 to SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, you'd see that Day of Reckoning 2 beats SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 hands down. I mean, Day of Reckoning 2 was a damn good looking wrestling game. It looked fantastic. It definitely stands up to today's standards. So, for a game that looked good, played good, and was overall just amazing, then I would hope one day Day of Reckoning 3 would come out. And another thing, the create a feature system where you could create your own wrestlers. In Day of Reckoning 1 and 2, you were able to draw anything you want in the game and then use that as a logo for your shirt or pants or what have you. It took the SmackDown series 5 years to implement that into the SmackDown series, but Day of Reckoning was doing it back in 2004. And so that should give you a little heads up of how ahead of its time it was. And the wrestling game had physics. What I mean by that is you're able to pretty much do any wrestling move through a table. Now, up until this year's SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, you would have to do a predetermined move set that the game allows you to do through a table. So pretty much you were only able to do 4 moves, and very basic and lame moves. Day of Reckoning, you were able to do any move you were able to do through a table. I mean, anything you wanted, you'd be able to do it. If you go on YouTube and look at the videos that people make of Day of Reckoning, you'd see how awesome the game looks to play. So Day of Reckoning 3, a game that I wish was created. It really should be created, but probably won't. It outbeats the SmackDown series 10-1. For the gameplay alone, I mean, like I said, it's reminiscent of WWF No Mercy, also known as the best wrestling game ever. I mean, it's just, that game was perfect, and Day of Reckoning pretty much carries its memory. So, that's a game I wish existed, but will probably never exist. Thanks for watching, and I hope I win that contest, and keep up the great work, because your videos are unique, to say the least. But it's not a bad unique. And yeah, I hopefully should see the results pretty soon.